Okay, I would say let's get started. For those people who join later on, you can see this awesome introduction on the video. And this session is now the very first one. So welcome everyone to this very first PowerUp Meetup session. So before we start, a few things maybe to talk. Our host today, my name is Jussi. I'm a jack of all trades at Habit, who is a daughter from Cloud-Driven. I'm also a Microsoft Office Apps MVP and very active in the whole change management field when it comes to Microsoft 365 and user adoption. So I'm also ProSci certified in that sense. So the co-host today and also speaker today is Terho. Terho, say a few things about yourself.
Yeah, hello. You are also very warmly welcome on my part. So I also work at Cloud-Driven as a consultant focusing on Microsoft technologies. Power Platform being the biggest one these days. Also lots of stuff on Azure. And I started my career as a developer, so I'm a developer at heart. 5 first years I was programming C++, and I love it.
Okay, great. Yeah, you can still feel that when you during your work. So absolutely. Maybe a bit about the playbook, Terho.
Yeah. So what these sort of user groups are all about is sharing, and sharing is caring. So don't miss and don't hesitate to ask any questions. This is your chance to ask the expert, or if the expert is not able to answer, then the answer will be found later on. And also, please keep your mic muted. You have a question? If you do have a question, raise your hand, and then you will have a turn to ask. As well as this meeting, all the meetings will be recorded and they will be available in YouTube later on.
Awesome. So how we came to this? So all for one and one for all. There are also other meetups and user groups here in Finland active. So in order to not step on anyone's toes, or in order to create synergies, we actually have this kind of loose coupled alliance between all our user groups. Everyone helps each other out. And actually the PowerUp user group evolved basically from the Dynamics, the Finland Dynamics user group. We decided all together to put the PowerUp Power Platform user group under this one. So we kind of evolved it a bit into that. And we have really close collaboration with all the other leaders, awesome leaders from the other user groups, the SharePoint user group or former SharePoint user group Finland, led by Olli Jääskeläinen and Katja Jokisalo. And then of course they're as well very active in the whole Teams fee, Vesa Nopanen as well. And also having said that, the next event is on Monday for Teams FE. So check it out on the Facebook group. When you search for SPUGFI, you can find all information about that. So yeah, we all are in this together, and since the Power Platform is connecting a bit to all the platforms, that's why we kind of sit a little bit in the middle of all those. But just to give an overview about what's going on with all the user groups here in Finland and in the Nordics. So the agenda for today, this was about the intro right now. So I would like to give the word to our first star guest today, our Flow Jedi Ahmad, and he's talking about building intelligent solutions using AI Builder and using artificial intelligence. So I'm really stoked to hear that session from you, Ahmad. And after that, we will have a session in Finnish by Terho himself. So also very interested to see that session as well now in live. We have talked about it a lot, but that's it. So Ahmad, the floor is yours.
All right. Let me just share my slides and share my screen. All right. So I think that you'll be able to see my screen now. I just need to switch, and there you go. All right.
Yes.
Thank
Perfect.
you very much for this opportunity, Jussi and Terho. This is the very first one. I'm really honored to be the first speaker on this amazing initiative for the Power Meetup. And today we're going to be talking about building intelligent solutions using the AI Builder. First things first, a little bit about me. So my name is the Flow Jedi, aka Ahmad Najjar. And I'm based in Oslo, in Norway. I'm a senior consultant at InfoWorker. I'm a business applications MVP and passionate, enthusiastic developer, heart and soul, been working with SharePoint for over 15 years until now. Basically, the things that I work with SharePoint right now is more like PMP and PowerShell part of things. I also do Power Automate, Power Apps, and Logic Apps. And I'm also a co-organizer for the SharePoint Saturday in Oslo whenever that happens, so we get back in person. And there's another initiative, but we're going to be talking about that probably later. Jussi does know about that, so probably this will add it to the list here. And this is my Twitter handle. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. All right. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about is making the AI available for the end user. But making that happens actually falls into many problems. So the first problem is implementation complexity. Those end users, business users, does not have I wouldn't say the intelligence, but they don't have the capacity or enough learning to be able to do any AI. So the AI access needs to be easy and made easy for those people, because that falls into writing algorithms, training, and doing multiple stuff to be able to have that in place. So implementation complexity is one of those problems to make that available for the end user. The other challenges as well with business, with artificial intelligence, is those problems that needs to be solved are actually needs business expertise. So there's a business perspective at the end of that. So when you want to implement an artificial intelligence or a training, or you want to solve problems using the artificial intelligence, there's usually, or most of the time, there's a business problem that you're actually trying to solve. And this needs business expertise. But those business people, if you want to merge them together with the people that are actually working with the AI perspective of things, it could be a really difficult problem, because the other end are talking technical and the other end are talking business. So the AI's untapped potentials lies in the hands of those with business problems to solve. And usually this will put a problem that needs to be solved within AI. And this is how you put AI into perspective, into place. The third thing is talent shortage. So building an AI model, usually I'm not talking specifically about the AI builder, but I'm talking generally about building the AI models, falls into many talents, because you need a developer to do that, to do the technical part of things. You need as well a data scientist that will actually clean the data, put the right data into training, and remove all the, let's say, gibberish data that you don't need to have it in your model, or it's not relevant. And to focus on those things that you need to monitor or solve those business problems with. And that falls into having a large team sometimes in order to be able to do that. So that leads us into the third problem, which is talent shortage. So most of them lack access to data scientists and pro developers. Those are actually the two parts that are usually have talent shortage in. So where are we at right now at the AI? So the AI must be democratized to be able to give this power to those end users, and even to accelerate the digital transformation. So at the moment right now, so we are actually between the app-based digital and the apps plus AI automated. So this will actually give the power to the business users at the same time that you be able to build things as well that are complex, that are not necessarily built by the business users, but be available for the business users. Okay, so with this thing, introducing the AI builder, which makes it easier for those business users to consume the power or to harness the power of the artificial intelligence. And that's AI for every app and everyone. So as you can see here, the AI builder lies within lines within those tools that we have. It's actually shared across these apps, so you could use it with PowerUps in Flow. And most of the data that you use with the AI builder is saved in the common data service, or Dataverse right now it's called. I haven't changed that, so probably should change that. But as you can see, it's also shared across these power tools that we have in the cloud, like Power Apps in Flow. So the next thing, so to add intelligence into your business, so you could use the point and click. You could start from the point and click in Power Apps. So you see that there's two types of AI solutions within the Power Apps. So you have the models that you need to build, which we call them the custom AI. And then you have the other part, which is the pre-built, which is Microsoft already have the model and train the model, and it will work for you. You don't have to train the model. So those are the main differences between those. And we'll come in short, we'll talk about building those custom AI models. And we're going to talk about how to build them very briefly, because that actually takes time until we reach the point where this model is mature enough to push it in order to solve those business problems. But there's also other types of pre-build, which is the model. You don't own the model. Microsoft owns that model. This model is already trained, and you don't have to do anything with it. You can only consume it. Okay, so this is what I actually talked about in the previous slide, which is custom AI models and pre-built AI models. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one. I'll jump in the custom AI models. So the custom AI models, those are the ones that you can build yourself, and then you train the model yourself, and you'll be able to monitor how is the success rate for figuring out or predicting or classifying, depending on the problem that you have that you want to solve with the AI. So you have different types of AI models. So as you can see here, that we have the first up, which is prediction, and its category, it's prediction, which basically tries to predict
you.